have great respect for your tenacity, for the fact that you just don't give up. But Rod, you're fired.
Otpušten si. Rečenica je koju je Donald Tramp najčešće izgovarao dok je eliminisao takmičare u svom čuvenom rijaliti programu Šegrt. Ovog puta rečenicu nije izgovorio, ali gotovo istim postupkom izbacio je ukrajinskog predsednika Volodimira Zelenskog iz Bele kuće. U tom direktnom prenosu najneposrednije diplomatije. Iako obojica profesionalci u medijima prikazali su sve ono što ni diplomatija ni mediji nikada do sada nisu. Stotine miliona ljudi gledalo je predsednika najmoćnije države sveta koji želi brzi mir sa Putinom i predsednika zemlje koja je 3 godine u ratu oslonjena na zapadnu pomoć kako preko noći ne može da nađe ni jednu zajedničku rečenicu sa svojim dojučerašnjim najmoćnijim saveznikom. Real politika u direktnom televizijskom prenosu, hronika novog sveta u 50 minuta razgovora.
President Trump, what's your message to Volodimira Putin, sir?
Zelenski je od početka rata živeo ovacije u Kongresu i Beloj kući. A onda je 20. januar 2025. i ulazak Trumpa u Belu kuću promenio sve. Predsednik Ukrajine krajem februara došao je u Vašington. Na stolu je bio ugovor o retkim mineralima. Po njemu Ukrajina je trebalo da dozvoli Americi eksploataciju mineralnih sirovina kao zamenu za $100 milijardi pomoći koje je Ukrajina dobila od Amerike.
It's an honor to have President Zelenskog of Ukraine, and we've been working very hard, very close. So we've actually known each other for a long time. We've been dealing with each other for a long time and very well. We had a little negotiation spat, but that worked out great. I think for both countries, I think for the world actually, beyond both countries. And we have something that is a very fair deal. And we look forward to getting in and digging and working and getting some of the rare earth. But it means we're going to be inside, and it's a big commitment from the United States, and we appreciate working with you very much. And we will continue to do that. We have had some very good discussions with Russia. I spoke with President Putin, and we're going to try and bring this to a close. It's something that you want and that he wants. We have to negotiate a deal, but we've started the confines of a deal, and I think something can happen. The big thing is the number of soldiers, mostly at this point, but soldiers being killed. You're losing thousands of soldiers. So on both sides, we're losing a lot of soldiers, and we want to see it stop, and we want to see the money get put to different kinds of use, like the rebuilding, and we're going to be working very hard. But we've had a lot of very good conversations. I will say until we came along, the Biden administration didn't speak to Russia whatsoever. They didn't speak to anybody. They just allowed this to continue. And I will say that, I'll say in front of you, you've heard me say it 1,000 times, if I were president, this war would have never happened. We would have had a deal negotiated for you without having to go through what you've gone through. But your soldiers have been unbelievably brave. We've given them great equipment, but somebody has to use the equipment. They've been unbelievably brave, and we give them great credit. This was supposed to be over very quickly, and here we are 3 years later. So I give tremendous credit to your generals and your soldiers and yourself in the sense that it's been very hard fighting, very tough fighting. They're great fighters, and you have to be very proud of them from that standpoint. But now we want to get it over with. It's enough, right? We want to get it over with. So it's an honor to have you here. Thank you very much for coming. We're going to sign the agreement at the conference in the East Room in a little while, right after lunch. And we'll be having lunch together. We're also discussing some other things, and we appreciate everybody being here. It's somewhat of an exciting moment, but the really exciting moment is when they stop the shooting and we end up with a deal. And I think we're fairly close to getting that, and an honor to have you. And please, you'd like to say something?
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. President. Thank you for the invitation. And really, I hope that this first document will be a first step to real security guarantees for Ukraine, our people, our children. I really count on it. And of course, we count that America will not stop support. Really, for us, it's very important to support and to continue it. I want to discuss it with details further during our conversation, and of course the infrastructure or security guarantees. Because for today, I understand what Europe is ready to do, and of course I want to discuss with you what United States will be ready to do. And I really count on your strong position to stop Putin. And you said that enough with the war. I think that is very important, Ben, to say these words to Putin at the very beginning of war, because he is a killer and terrorist. But I hope that together we can stop him. But for us, it's very important to, to save our country, our values, our freedom, and democracy, and of course, no compromises with the killer about our territories, but it will be later.
Usledili su odgovori o američkoj pomoći u vezi sa protivvazdušnom odbranom, licenci za dronove i razmeni 20.000 ukrajinske dece za koju Zelenski tvrdi da su odvedeni u Rusiju.
By the way, Mr. President, we exchanged, released more than 4,000 warriors from Russian prison, but there are thousands more in the prison. I wanted to share with you some images. How it's just can I now?
Yeah, please.
Nekoliko blokova novinarskih pitanja presecalo je ovaj razgovor. Zelenski je tražio bezbednosne garancije, a Trump se bavio ukrajinskim mineralima i mirom. Novinare je zanimalo koliko će novca od ukrajinskih minerala ići na bezbednost Ukrajine.
I think once we make the agreement, that's going to be 95% of it. They're not going to go back to fighting. I've spoken with President Putin, and I feel very strong. I've known him for a long time, and I feel very strongly that they're very serious about it, and we'll make a deal. And when the deal is made, I don't think we talk about security. Everyone's talking about the other day. All they talked about was security. I said, let me make the deal first. I have to make the deal first. I don't worry about security right now. We have to have a deal, because right now, last week, 2,000 soldiers died on both sides. 2,000, and they're losing 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 a week. So as we sit here and we talk, people are getting shot and dying on the battlefield. And they're not American soldiers, but they're Russian soldiers and they're Ukrainian soldiers, and we want to be able to stop it.
Zelenski je pričao o saradnji u oblasti energetike, o terminalima za tečni naftni gas, pominjao da Ukrajina ima najveća skladišta gasa u Evropi, što joj može pomoći u budućnosti. Trumpa je zanimalo koliko je Evropa u nedavnoj ratnoj prošlosti pomogla Ukrajini.
President Trump said that they made less support, but they are our friends and they are our very supportive partners. They really gave a lot, Mr. President. They did.
They gave a lot, but they gave much less.
No.
Much less.
No. No.
Don't argue with me.
I prvi blok završen je osmehom, u Trumpovom slučaju pomalo kiselim. Odgovarajući na pitanja novinara šta želi da uradi u istoriji i sa kojim ličnostima želi da se poredi, Trump je pomenuo Abrahama Lincolna i Georgea Washingtona, ali opet se vratio na temu mira i ponovio: da sam ja bio predsednik, ovaj rat nikad ne bi ni počeo.
Do you feel like the U.S. is on your side, that President Trump is on your side at this moment?
What do you think?
He wants to know, do you think that, sort of a stupid question. I guess we wouldn't be here if I wasn't. But,
I think that the United States on our side from the very beginning of occupation, and I think that President Trump on our side, and of course, I'm sure that the United States President will not stop support. This is crucial for us. It's important for us. Yes. And Putin, the president, speaks about the people and the soldiers which are dying, but they came to our territory, they came to our land. They began this war, and they have to stop. And I think this is the question, was really the most important question. Can President Trump, I hope yes, with some other allies, to stop Putin, withdraw these enemies, our enemy, withdraw these troops from our land? And I think that you asked about the history, I think that if President, or when, he will stop Putin, if President Trump will bring peace to our country, I think he will be on this wall.
Usledio je blok pitanja o kompromisima i već se osetilo da i američki lideri i američki novinari misle da je Zelenski napravio kompromis sa poštovanjem Amerike i to u ovalnom kabinetu.
Why don't you wear a suit? You're at the highest. Why don't you wear a suit? You're at the highest level in this country's office, and you refuse to wear a suit. Just want to see if you do you own a suit?
Yeah, problems.
A lot of Americans have problems with you not respecting the dignity of this office.
I will wear costume after this war will finish.
Okay.
Yes, maybe one.
Maybe something like this.
Yours. Yes.
That'd be great.
Maybe something better. I don't know. Yeah. We will see. Maybe something cheaper than. Yeah.
Are you going to send more arms to Ukraine in case there's no peace?
Yeah, we're going to have arms to Ukraine, yeah, sure. Hopefully I won't have to send very much because hopefully we're going to have it finished. We're looking forward to finishing this quickly. We're not looking forward to sending a lot of arms. We're looking forward to getting the war finished so we can do other things.
About security guarantees and about just ceasefire. We can't just speak about ceasefire and speak and speak. It will not work. Just ceasefire will never work because I'm like a president. I have this experience, and not only me. Ukraine before my presidency from the 2014, Putin broken 25 times. 25 times he broken his own signature. 25 times he broken ceasefire.
But he never broke to me. He never broke to me.
No, you were the president. You were the president during.
He never broke to me.
In 2016, you've been the president, Mr. President. You've been the president, but he had, of course, not with you, but he had during those period. He had conversations with our side, and we had Normandy format. You know, the France, Germany, Ukraine, and Russia, and he broken 25 times. That's why we will never accept just ceasefire. It will not work without security guarantees. Security guarantees, maybe President is right about this document and other, but this document is not enough. Strong army is enough because his soldiers afraid, Putin's soldiers afraid of our soldiers when we're strong enough. If we are not strong enough, if we are empty, if our storage is empty, we can't defend our land.
Trump ni u svom prvom predsjedničkom mandatu nije izbjegavao susrete sa ruskim predsjednikom Vladimirom Putinom. Nakon dolaska u Belu kuću nekoliko puta je s njim razgovarao telefonom, a neposredno pre dolaska Zelenskog u Washington, ruska i američka delegacija su se sastale u Rijadu, pa u Istanbulu.
When did you last speak with President Putin? And what did he say that?
A couple of days ago.
And what did he tell you that gave you the assurance that he wanted peace?
Well, that's what I do. My whole life is deals. I know pretty good. And I've known him for a long time. I've dealt with him for a long time. He had to suffer through the Russia hoax. You know, Russia was a hoax. That was all Biden. It was nothing to do with him. So he had to suffer through that, and he was able to do that. I think that he wants to make a deal, and he'd like to see it end. Well, if I didn't align myself with both of them, you'd never have a deal. You want me to say really terrible things about Putin and then say, "Hi, Vladimir, how are we doing on the deal?" That doesn't work that way. I'm not aligned with Putin. I'm not aligned with anybody. I'm aligned with the United States of America and for the good of the world. I'm aligned with the world, and I want to get this thing over with. You see the hatred he's got for Putin. It's very tough for me to make a deal with that kind of hate. He's got tremendous hatred, and I understand that, but I can tell you the other side isn't exactly in love with, him either. So it's not a question of alignment. I'm aligned with the world.
Istinski zaplet i rasplet ove priče počeli su negde u 40. minutu sastanka. Potpredsjednik Amerike J.D. Vance već je u Minhenu na bezbednosnoj konferenciji objasnio svetu. Trump je novi šerif u gradu, ono što je važilo sa Bidenom više ne važi. To je suštinski značilo i da je stari poredak propao. A onda je u Vašingtonu to pokušao da objasni i Zelenskom. Ukrajinska ambasadorka hvatala se za glavu, novinari nisu imali više ni potrebe da bilo šta pitaju. Tih 10 minuta svet je dobio medijski spektakl kakav u diplomatiji nikad niko nije video.
For 4 years in the United States of America, we had a president who stood up at press conferences and talked tough about Vladimir Putin, and then Putin invaded Ukraine and destroyed a significant chunk of the country. The path to peace and the path to prosperity is maybe engaging in diplomacy. We tried the pathway of Joe Biden of thumping our chest and pretending that the President of the United States' words mattered more than the President of the United States' actions. What makes America a good country is America engaging in diplomacy. That's what President Trump is doing.
Can I ask you?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So he occupied our parts, big parts of Ukraine, part of East and Crimea. So he occupied it on 2014. So during a lot of years, so I'm not speaking about just Biden, but those time was Obama, then President Obama, then President Trump, then President Biden, now the President Trump, and God bless, now President Trump will stop him. But during 2014, nobody stopped him. He just occupied and took. He killed people. You know what the contact line?
2015.
2014
2014.
and 2014.
2014.
Yeah. So
I was,
he killed,
I was not here.
Yeah, but
That's exactly
but,
right.
Yes, but during 2014 till 2022, yeah, the situation the same. The people have been dying on the contact line. Nobody stopped him. You know that we had conversations with him, a lot of conversations, my bilateral conversation, and we signed with him, me, like a new president. In 2019, I signed with him the deal. I signed with him, Macron and Merkel, we signed ceasefire. Ceasefire. All of them told me that he will never go. We signed him with gas contract. Gas contract. Yes, but after that, he broken this ceasefire. He killed our people and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the President for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Count one.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring people, you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems, even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless. God bless. You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that.
That's
Remember
exactly what
this. You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
You will feel influence.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. But right now, you don't. You're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country, that's backed you far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once? This entire meeting? No, in this entire meeting, have you said thank you? You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war,
He's not speaking loudly. He's not speaking loudly. Your country is in big trouble.
Can I
Wait a minute. No. You've done a lot of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not winning. You're not winning this. you have a damn good chance of coming out okay because of us.
Mr. President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks
you haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet,
you
and
haven't
not
been
only
alone.
in this cabinet.
We gave you, through this stupid president, $350 billion.
You voted
we gave
for
you
your
military equipment, and you men are brave, but they had to use our military.
Yes. What about
if you didn't have our military equipment,
you invited
if
me
you
to
didn't
speak.
have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3 days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days. This is something
maybe
new.
Less.
In 2 weeks, of course, yes.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this.
Again,
I tell you.
Just say thank you.
I said a lot of
except
times
that there,
thank you
except
to
that,
American people.
except that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on.
I
over
understand,
there.
sir.
I think it's
I
very
understand.
important. That's why I kept this going so long. You have to be thankful. You don't have the
I'm
cards.
thankful.
You're buried there. Your people are dying.
tell you
You're
again,
running low
I
on
know.
soldiers.
Don't- don't please,
you're running
Mr.
low on
President.
soldiers. It would be a damn good thing.
Mr.
And then
President.
then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go and I wanted this. Look. If you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting killed.
Of course, we want to stop the war.
But you're saying you don't want a ceasefire.
But I said to you,
I want a ceasefire.
with guarantees.
Because you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about ceasefire, what they think.
That wasn't with me.
For you what,
that
what
wasn't
this
with me.
means. It
That was
wasn't
with
you.
a guy named Biden, who was not a smart person.
This
That
is
was
your,
with,
this
that was
is
with
your
Obama.
president. It was your president.
Excuse me. That was with Obama, who gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. You got to be more thankful, because let me tell you, you don't have the cards. With us, you have the cards. But without us, you don't have any cards.
One more question to Mr. Vice President. I'm sorry, here.
It's going to be a tough deal to make, because the attitudes have to change.
What if Russia breaks ceasefire? What if Russia breaks peace talks? What do we do then? I understand that it's a heated conversation right now.
What are you saying?
She's asking, what if Russia breaks the ceasefire?
What if anything? What if a bomb drops on your head right now? Okay? What if they broke it? I don't know. They broke it with Biden, because Biden, they didn't respect him. They didn't respect Obama. They respect me. Let me tell you, Putin went through a hell of a lot with me. He went through a phony witch hunt where they used him and Russia. You ever hear of that deal? That was a phony Hunter Biden, Joe Biden scam. Hillary Clinton, Shifty Adam Schiff. It was a Democrat scam. And he had to go through that. All I can say is this. He might have broken deals with Obama and Bush, and he might have broken them with Biden. He did, maybe. Maybe he didn't. I don't know what happened. But he didn't break them with me. He wants to make a deal. I don't know if you can make a deal. The problem is, I've empowered you to be a tough guy. And I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. And your people are very brave. But you're either going to make a deal or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but you'll fight it out. But you don't have the cards. But once we sign that deal, you're in a much better position. But you're not acting at all thankful. And that's not a nice thing. I'll be honest, that's not a nice thing. All right, I think we've seen enough. What do you think? Huh? This is going to be great television, I will say that.
Bio je to kraj. Sporazum o retkim sirovinama više niko nije pominjao. Trumpovi saradnici zamolili su ukrajinsku delegaciju da napusti Belu kuću, a večera koja je bila planirana za Zelenskog, kako su rekli reporteri, poslužena je novinarima. Zelenski je odmah dao intervju Foxu, a stigli su i Trumpovi utisci.
Mislim da ova vrsta prepirke nije dobra za obe strane. I bit ću otvoren. Ne mogu da promenim naš ukrajinski stav prema Rusiji i ne želim da nas ubijaju. Znate vrlo jasno da su Amerikanci najbolji. I Evropljani su naši najbolji prijatelji.
Ako ništa ne uradimo, on će morati sa tim da se pomiri. Tada će imati veoma slabe karte. Ako potpišemo, imaće jake karte. Dakle, mi smo tu. Veoma jednostavno. Želim trenutni mir i predsednik Putin želi da se okonča rat.
A onda su se o sastanku Trump-Zelenski oglasili i drugi saveznici.
Postoji agresor, Rusija, postoji narod na udaru, Ukrajina. Svi smo bili u pravu da pomognemo Ukrajini i sankcionišemo Rusiju pre 3 godine i da to nastavimo da radimo.
Ukrajina je Evropa. Mi stojimo uz Ukrajinu. Danas je postalo jasno da je slobodnom svetu potreban novi lider. Na nama, Evropljanima, je da prihvatimo ovaj izazov.
Snažan čovek zalaže se za mir, dok se nejak zalaže za rat. Danas je predsednik Donald Tramp hrabro podržao mir, uprkos mnogim teškoćama sa kojim je suočen.
Ovako su sastanak videli Rusi i Ukrajinci.
Mislim da su ga konačno stavili na svoje mesto.
Zelenskog?
Da.
A zašto je to dobro?
Mislim da je dobro što je sada moguć mir i što ljudi više neće umirati.
Zelenski je trebalo da podnese ostavku davno. On jednostavno treba da ode. On je predsednik koji više nije predsednik.
Nije dobro, ne sviđa mi se to. Ali rekao bih da su mi osjećanja pomešane. S jedne strane, naš predsednik je heroj, s druge strane želiš mir. Mislim da je ovo trebalo da se reši diplomatski.
Ovo nije sukob, ovo je nesporazum Trumpa o tome šta se dešava u svetu. A Zelenski, mi smo uz njega, on je sjajan. Moramo da branimo Ukrajinu jer ko će drugi?
Po mom mišljenju, Trump je pokušao da napravi mir sa Rusijom na račun Ukrajine. Zbog toga je Zelenski odbio. Po mom mišljenju to je bilo ispravno. Da li je to bilo mudro ili ne, ne znam. Mislim da je bar bilo hrabro.
Tokom vikenda usledilo je saniranje štete. Dok se iz Vašingtona čuje da Trump neće da razgovara sa Zelenskim, u Londonu je britanski premijer Keir Starmer dočekao ukrajinskog predsednika na ulici, prošetali su do sedišta vlade u Downing Streetu, ali je novinare koji su dovikivali pitanja zanimao samo Donald Trump.
Dogovorili smo 4 važna koraka. Nastavak vojne pomoći Ukrajini dok traje rat, povećanje ekonomskog pritiska na Rusiju, kao i neophodnost da se trajnim mirom osigura suverenitet i bezbednost Ukrajine. Kijev mora da bude za stolom kada počnu pregovori. U slučaju mirovnog sporazuma nastojaćemo da svaku buduću potencijalnu invaziju Rusije odvratimo prisustvom koalicije voljnih. Iza linije prekida vatre sa Ukrajincima trebalo bi da budu raspoređene britanske, francuske i druge evropske snage NATO-a.
Ako pogledate istoriju, Amerikanci nisu igrali nikakvu provokativnu ili zapaljivu ulogu, a sada, posle Bajdenovog mandata, došli su ljudi koji žele da se rukovode zdravim razumom. Oni direktno govore da žele da prekinu sve ratove, žele mir. Ko traži nastavak banketa u vidu rata? Evropa. Planovi evropskih lidera da uvedu mirovnjake u Ukrajinu su arogantni, jer pre svega nas niko ništa ne pita. Trump sve shvata.
I dok se do sada tražila ličnost koja bi mogla da poveže Putina i Zelenskog, sada se traži ličnost u Evropi koja može da pomiri Trumpa i Zelenskog.
Mislim da je veoma važno da se izbegne rizik da se Zapad podeli i mislim da Ujedinjeno kraljevstvo i Italija mogu da budu graditelji mostova.
Svet kao da se nije zasitio spektakla iz Bele kuće. I dalje očekuje ili nastavak ili epilog. Zelenski tvrdi da želi da obnovi odnose s Trumpom, da je spreman da potpiše sporazum o mineralima i da se nada nastavku američke vojne pomoći, ali da ne želi da da teritoriju. Trumpova administracija odlučila je da prekine sajber rat protiv Rusije. Ceo svet čeka šta će biti sa stvarnim ratom. U Americi se čuje da Trump ubrzano priprema sastanak sa Vladimirom Putinom.